Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at HBAR again. Before we jump into the analysis, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us feedback in the comment section below. Okay, so let's get into the price action here. So we were anticipating an additional push to the upside here, but we've actually moved low enough that this has become invalidated. So within this structure, we would have to treat this as a completed move, and potentially we've had a extension in the fifth wave where this is a 1, 2, 3 into this high, and then all of this is an extension of that fifth wave. So that would be fine. We're looking at that potentially as a completed move. So now we have two options. So if we're looking at it within this way that we're looking at it here, there's potential we could actually still have a fifth wave, and basically that would be looking at this structure as a 1, 2, 3 all the way up into this high point, and then looking for a fourth within this and looking for that push to the upside. So for the most part, it is possible that we could actually have completed this, and basically what we would be looking for within this structure is effectively that we could have had something like this where we form an ABC into this high point, or into this low point rather, and then actually we just have another 5-wave move to complete it here. So this is a A, B, and a C. It is possible that we could actually develop another move down here in a leg, and this would become a WXY. And basically what we would be looking for then is potentially off this high point here, we'd be looking for a 1-to-1 move down to this 1618 again. So if we do actually look to break down here one more time and look to move down towards this 1-to-1, potentially we could look to this 618 area, or if it extends slightly, potentially this 598 zone. So if we do actually start to break down here, this could actually be an area of confluence here as well, because this green box over here is basically a fourth wave retracement area, and we can see that the 0.382 actually lines up quite nicely with that area of that 136. So that would also line up with this previous bit of structure here. So it is possible that we could actually look to push down here one more time. If that's the case, what that would then become is, rather than an ABC, we'd have to look at this as a W, an X, and then a Y wave to the downside. So this would be an ABC to the downside. Effectively, that would then put us here in the perfect area for a fourth wave correction. So if we do actually look to push down, then what we'd be expecting for from this zone would be to see a 5-wave structure to the upside play out. With the strength of this wave 3, if this is actually going to play out, what we would have to be aware of is that this could look to truncate. So what that means is it could either not hit this top target, and it can possibly end below this wave 3 high. So we'd have to just be careful with this as it plays out and see how it exactly does that, as to whether we're going to get this truncation or not. Once we get a bit more structure here, it's possible that you know, we can track it a lot better. At the moment, if we fail to break some of these high points here, particularly this one, the 747, it is possible that we could actually look to continue to the downside here and look for this lower target. Though we also have to be careful, if we do start to drop more violently, there is a potential of this turning into an impulse, and that would come back dropping below this 0568 area. What we would have to then look at, if that does play out as we have stated it there, is that this could potentially be a diagonal into here, where that's a 1, 2, and then, this would be a 1, 2, this would be a 1, 2, and then we look to break down for those next succession of waves. So this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can't be a diagonal because this wave 1 is too long, and this wave 3 is the longest, or wave 5 if that was the diagonal. So basically, within this structure, we do have this potential to come down lower into this zone. And there is also potential that we could have a look at this whole move down to this area, like I said, as an ABC, and then we could look for something like this to play out. So even if we do look to push up a bit higher, we can see we've actually come into this blue box. So this blue box is a retracement zone from the top of this move, so a fib retracement area. So this would be the 50%, 618, 702, 786. So we've actually moved up and hit this 50%. So it is possible we could actually look to break down. So like I was saying, we could look to push down to that 1-to-1 if we look at this as a WXY. Alternatively, if we look at this whole move as a W, we could actually push down lower, and that would be the 0557 zone. So if we do actually start to break down here, it could be potentially possible to hit down as low as this 0557, which would be towards the bottom end of this box. But like I said, we'd have to see how we react around this 06 area, because this would still fit looking at it from further back here as a WXY. So WX, and then looking for this whole move to be a Y wave as well. So there's two options within this. Basically, we could look to settle at this $6 area, or alternatively we push deeper down. So that's a corrective structure, because it is within this structure itself, it is possible to move up. And basically what we'd be looking for then is the fact that we're forming an ABC to the upside. So this would be our A wave. We'd have had this retracement for this connector wave, a B wave. So this could either be a 5-wave move or potentially a 3-wave move and be a WXY. So we could see something like this play out and move deeper into this zone. So interesting areas, if we do move into here, would be the 730, 746, 764. Those would be common areas of rejection if we do push up into this zone one more time. So that's what we need to be aware of. This could also align with coming back into this channel line over here. There we can see the dotted line, which would be pretty much on that 730 area. So if we do move to the upside, that would be a zone we need to be careful of for rejection to the downside. So that's the sort of downside options taken care of. What about this potential of actually that the 4th wave could complete? So we were talking about the potential that this is a corrective structure here, and it could actually complete into this low point here. So technically speaking, that could actually be completed, and we could look to a 5-wave move to start from this area. The way that we'd have to look at it, given the current structure, is that we have a 1, 2, and then a 1, 2 potentially, and looking actually to move to the upside. So invalidation of this potential would come by crossing this 0627 and this 0617 area. What we would want to be seeing here, that this would become a 1, a 2. Effectively, we could be forming an additional 1 here. We'd have to look and see how this reacts. If this is just a connector wave and we still need to come back down, we don't want to cross this 0627. Otherwise, that invalidates this potential of looking at this structure developing to the upside. The common area for support, if we are looking at this move to the upside currently, we're sort of within it. We already come down to the 0.618, but basically we wouldn't really want to go too much lower than this 0664. If we start to break down below that 0664 to basically that starts to indicate there's a higher likelihood chance that we're going to invalidate. The sort of 0661 is like the final area that we would want to hold as support. Otherwise, it becomes likely that we're going to lose this 653, and then we're actually going to look to progress down. Like I said, though, it is possible we can move down one more time here, and we would have to look at this whole move then as an ABC, and our 1-to-1 would potentially give us a double bottom here. Or alternatively, if it looks to extend, potentially this 0641 to this 0634 would be an area we could potentially look to move down to. So we just got to give this a little bit more time within this move and see how it plays out. We could make another move down here, form a double bottom, and then look to push up. Or alternatively, we could find support higher up in the 786, 702 zone, and then look to push away from there. So we just have to give it a little bit of time and see how we react. If we do get a push to the upside though, and we maintain this low here, what we would be looking to do is, if we are looking at a impulsive structure developing here to the upside, what we would want to see is a 5-wave move play out, and that would be something like this, where this becomes a 1, 2, we get a larger 3rd wave, 4th wave, and a 5th wave. So that target zone for this 5th wave would effectively be this 0791. If we do get this move to the upside like this, then that would allow us to look at this potential bullish count, where we actually have this additional 5th wave, which could actually look to target out this zone of this 957 to this 897, all the way to this 862 area. So if we manage to hold these zones of support, we can look for this bullish potential here, and then look to break to the upside one more time for another 5th wave. However, if we lose this low point of this 0617, then the next area of support would be the 6 cent area, and then this lower range here would be this 547. If we fail to hold these zones and we actually lose this fourth wave here, basically what we would have to do is have a look at either we're going to find support here, or like we talked about in the previous video, if we just turn this on for a second, this whole move, if we look at it, we can argue that the move is a corrective move, that even though it does look impulsive in nature, it is possible we can then well, if we lose this low point of this 0.356, effectively we have no choice but to treat this as a corrective structure, and basically we would have to be looking for this additional fifth wave to the downside. So this target zone would change slightly and potentially could look to come back and retest this channel line at the bottom here. This has moved a little bit, but basically we could actually have another leg down here if we fail to hold this zone. So this support zone here is going to be important on the retracement here. If we manage to find support here, then we could look for that additional push to the upside. However, if we fail to hold that support, then it becomes more likely we're actually going to break down one more time. So if we have completed into here, we need to just see how this plays out. If we develop impulsive structure, we could be breaking down for another 5-wave move. However, for as long as we hold this higher support zone and this lower support zone, we can still look for some bullish potential to play out. So these areas are going to be very important for us to hold. If we start to lose these, it's going to be indicating that we have a much deeper push here. Okay, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. Also in the description below, you'll find a link to the Discord. Why not come check it out? It's free to join. Once you're in there, just mention a member of staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Also in the description, you'll find affiliate links to BYBIT and PrimeXBT, both great exchanges. We use them all the time when we're doing our trading. They really are great exchanges. Using the code helps support the channel. So if you don't have an account, using that code when you create it actually helps us out as well. So we do appreciate it. Okay, everybody, I'm going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a great evening, and we'll see each other in the next one. Take care out there.